Morning, this is Chris. It is 9:12 a.m. on a Friday. It's Friday already. I can't believe it. Anyway, just made my first, well, I call them house calls, but it was to a business, so business call, if you will, and they have like 5 workstations, and for some reason or another, what they've elected to do is have the printer set up on one computer and then have that computer share the printer to the rest of the workstations, which is, I mean, certainly it's a workable solution, but it's not one that I would ever recommend. I would either, get a wireless access point for that printer, or I would figure out a way to run a cable to that printer, which is what I'm going to suggest to the business, to the manager, because this is the second time I've been here in less than 4 months, and it's the same problem. And the last time, there's something wrong with that computer, but it wasn't fatal, and I had to reset up the printer, and then reset up all the sharing, and then finally got it all working. And so now, less than 3 months later, this computer has kind of died. I mean, it powers up, but all we are left with at the end of the day is a blinking cursor in the upper left-hand corner, which generally means can't find the operating system, although generally you get some kind of message. So there's something not working, and so I've got to figure out what it is. So I'm going to fix the computer, take it back, and then when I go back, we're going to look at the logistics of getting a cable run. I mean, they've already got, it's an old building in downtown, so they've already got cables running under, rugs. You've got your floor, you got the carpet down the floor, then you've got rugs on top of that are hiding Ethernet cables. So it's like, as far as aesthetics goes, it's not really going to be much worse than it is now. So I think that's what we're going to go for, but first I'm going to go home to troubleshoot this computer, find out what's wrong, and then I'll be back with the results. Chris, I got the follow-up video to the office. I was talking about it the other day. Now I can't remember where I left off on the first video. I think I left off about where I was concluding that they really needed to network their printer, and so that's what I went and did today. Direct wired the router to the printer, and I thought I was home free in about 15 or 20 minutes, because that's all the longer it took to move everything physically where it needed to go. But then started printing out the printer status page, and it did not show a network address. And so, to make a long story short, it turns out that while this printer can print either USB or network or from the networking part does not work unless the USB is turned off, which is one of the most ridiculous things I think I've ever encountered in a printer. So the problem was there's no documentation with this printer. It's a business class printer, and so you get a consumer grade printer, even a high-end consumer grade printer that people use for businesses, even though they're not supposed to because they won't last, and you got documentation all over the place, and all I could find for documentation was an HTML-based online manual, which took forever to get a page. It's like there's a half a page of information on each page, so you've got and there's no real index or table of contents. I mean, there is, but you can't tell what's what. And so, it ended up being 3 hours, well, 2.5 hours of trial and error. Every setting, turn this on, turn this off, turn this on, turn that off, turn this on, turn that off. Well, and I finally figured out it was the USB thing. And so, but now, hey, it's done, and I'm happy about that. And the people are happy about that because now they don't have to worry about having a printer running their printer through one of their other computers. All the computers can go down, and the printer's still going to work. And so that's, they won't suffer any loss of productivity if something bad happens to one of their workstations. And so that was really the point. and that's why I suggested doing, networking that printer the way I did. So I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad I'm home. It is about 2 o'clock, 2:30, so still have that iPhone to work on. Might do that this afternoon, or I might do some yard work since it's not raining like it has the last 3 days, and we'll see if we can get something done around here. But I guess that's it for now. And if you have any questions or comments, please do so in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. We enjoy it when you do that, and we will see you on the next one.